Welcome back. You're still watching New Day live here on TV3. Now, the SOS International College is an international high school based in Tema, and it was established in 1990 by SOS International, a worldwide charitable organization dedicated to providing quality family life and education for vulnerable children in SOS villages. Now, they're celebrating their 25 years anniversary, and this morning we have the pleasure of having Mr. Israel Titi Ofe. He's the principal of the school, and also Mr. Julian Kitcheng, who is the director of studies, and they're here to give us a brief background of the school and also the activities they have lined up for this year's anniversary. Good morning, gentlemen.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us. Right, congratulations on your anniversary.
Thank you.
Okay, so would you kindly give us a brief background about SOS, what exactly it is, what it stands for?
Yes. Well, first of all, I'd like to differentiate the college from the children's villages.
Okay.
Now, SOS provides family care in the SOS children's villages around the world.
Okay.
And in Ghana, we have 4 such villages in Tema, Kumasi, Tamale, and Asiakwa. A children's village is where vulnerable children live with their mothers in family houses, and they're taken care of.
Foster mothers.
No, well, foster mothers, if you wish, but they live in the same house, a mother and a number of children, and we have several such houses in the village. And then the children go to school. We have kindergarten.
Do they go to an SOS school?
Yes, they go to an SOS because SOS has schools attached to their
villages. Okay.
So we have the kindergarten, we have the primary and the junior secondary school. Okay. And this is the model all over Africa. Right. The college, on the other hand, is a high school, international high school, established in Ghana for SOS Africa.
Okay, so no affiliation to the other school?
Well, we are all part of the same umbrella organization, but the college is not part of SOS Ghana. It's not a children's village. It's an independent international high school bringing together young people from SOS children's villages around Africa.
Oh, so you still accept students from the various villages?
Yes, that's our mission.
Right.
Our mission is to give SOS, the brightest and the best of SOS children around Africa, higher education opportunities.
Okay. So that's a brief background of
That's a brief background of
Okay. All right. Would you like to add anything to that, Mr. Kitchen?
Well, only that, as Mr. Ofe said, it's an international school, and so what's particularly important is that we have international curricula that we offer the IGCSE from the Cambridge International Examinations, and also the diploma program from the International Baccalaureate. So this is in keeping with the international nature of the school.
How accessible is the college from children from less privileged backgrounds?
I think that's yours.
Well, I started by saying, in actual fact, it's established for children from less privileged background. If you are an SOS child,
only for SOS children?
No, we'll come to that. If you are an SOS child, you are abandoned and destitute, and SOS sort of rescues you and gives you a new opportunity. And if you are smart, intelligent, they don't want you to lose that. They give you the opportunity to come to a school like ours. We're the only one in Africa.
Okay, so it's not an automatic acceptance.
It's
based on merit. You have to be intelligent, and you must pass all your courses and modules and all of that.
Exactly.
Okay, what about children from other less privileged backgrounds?
We do give some scholarships, and I'm happy to announce here that a boy from Aklamado village in the Volta region who came to our school on scholarship is now a geologist, just graduated from the University of Ghana. There's the son of a security guard from the school who came on scholarship is now in the medical school in KNUST. Now the only criteria is for whether poor, rich, middle class, is for you to qualify for the entry.
Right.
Which means you must pass.
So solely based on merit. Right. So you do accept private individuals as well? I mean,
yes, middle class children and anybody who shares the aspirations that SOS has for its children and wants to buy into this can come, provided they pass the exams and can pay the cost.
Okay. Mr. Kitchen, before I come to your final question to you, Mr. There's this belief or perception that SOS, the college, is for rich people. How true is this perception? I mean, your fees are deemed to be very on the high side.
Well,
isn't this kind of defeating the purpose of what
no,
the school stands for?
Not at all. All the poor children who come to the school and the destitute orphans who come, they come for free, full scholarship. But sometimes people need to look around and find out how much do baccalaureate schools around the world cost. Full boarding schools, international baccalaureate programs, which today is a license to go to the best universities in the world, including the ones here in Ghana.
So you have bills to pay, so you have to charge fees. That's what you're
our electricity bill alone this year would be something like 800,000 cedis.
Can you give us an idea of the percentage of destitute children, so-called, that
we
you
have
do
about
accept?
40%.
Okay, so 40% of your students are non-paying.
Are non-paying. Well, let's be careful here.
It's
pay
not completely free.
No, they are paid for. They are paid for. So it's a scholarship,
Right.
and Kinderdorf pays for every child who is on scholarship in the school.
Okay.
Now, let me just simply say that for the middle class and other children from the wider community who come to our school, they have choices. They can go to Mfanspim, they can go to Wesley Girls, they can go to the Achimota, but their parents make a decision to send those kids to our school because they share our values and aspirations. Democracy is about choice.
Right. Mr. Kitchen, tell us a bit about the values that he's talking about. Why do parents want to send their kids to SOS Herman Minor College?
Well, I think it's partly. I think two things. I think partly it's because of the international nature of the school. But there are not many schools in the country that offer the kind of variety of students from different backgrounds that we have. And I think it's also the curriculum that we offer as well that provides an opportunity to learn a lot about the rest of the world, if you like. It's also the kind of education that we offer, particularly with the International Baccalaureate program, which is not a curriculum where the idea is to learn a finite amount of knowledge, if you will, but it's about learning, lifelong learning. It's about skills. It's about conceptual learning rather than simply factual learning. So it's a type of education which I think a lot of people have bought into in this country, and it's a wonderful opportunity, I think, also for local Ghanaians who come to our school to be part of a community of people from very different backgrounds.
What is the current population of the school? Would you know?
It's about 350, I think, at the last count. Something around about there, yeah.
And how do your students do after graduation, your graduates? How are they doing on the market? How are they faring?
Well,
what do they go on to do?
Right. First of all, I think we have a very good record in terms of our examination success. Our pass rate for the International Baccalaureate Diploma is around 93-95%, which is well above the world average. And our students go on to some of the best universities in the world, not only across Africa, but also many go on to the United States and Canada, some to Europe, some to Australia and other places as well. And I think on the whole, their success in tertiary education has been very high. And from there, they go on to take a wide variety of jobs around the world. Many of whom have come back, and I think that's the thing that we really need to stress. That many of our graduates who have gone abroad are coming back. In fact, we even have some of them working in the school as well.
Okay. Now it's your 25th anniversary.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Take us through some of the activities that you have planned. I mean, it's a big one, isn't it?
Well, we're taking it in our stride. We actually just doing the things that we normally do in the school, but enhancing them a bit. So tomorrow we actually will have, at 10 a.m. in the morning, at the school. We'll have a lunch, and we'll invite.
Everything starts tomorrow, or
yes, it starts. It starts tomorrow.
Tomorrow, okay.
And it goes on till November 5th, which is actually the day. So tomorrow we'll have a launch of the programs, and then on the 26th we'll have a lecture. We want to talk about the impact of international and national education and development. And this will be at the International Conference Center, and it's open to the public. And then in between, in March, we'll have some cultural events. Also at the school, there will be a choral concert. Our choir, by the way, is the best in Africa because it's made up of about 18 different African countries. You know, young people from different countries singing African songs. And so we'll have them on display. Then in June, we climax this with our speech and prize giving day and the graduation. Another lecture in October, and then a Deba in November, on November 5th, which is actually the day. So we've just lined up a number of activities.
Just to climax everything. Right now, the theme for this year is Knowledge in the Service of Africa, Our Journey.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
Well, our school motto is Knowledge in the Service Africa. We believe very strongly that the kind of education we provide builds knowledge, builds skills, and students get opportunities to go to some of the best universities in the world. What should they do with the knowledge they acquire? They must come home and use the knowledge to serve their continent. And we say continent because our children come from all over Africa. They must give back to society, which is actually the basic principle premise on which SOS itself is built.
And so he rightly mentioned that most of your students do come back.
They're coming back. They're coming back, going back to Ethiopia, going back to South Africa, coming back to Ghana, to Nigeria, to the Gambia. They're really coming back to Africa and doing amazing things in their countries. So that's what we are celebrating, knowledge in the service of Africa. And we want to tell the story from how we started to what we have achieved, where we are now, and where we're taking our school to in the future. So this is the celebration, and we simply want to tell our story.
Okay. Now, if someone wants to gain admission to the school, what is the process? What do they have to do?
Well,
it's a private institution.
It is. So you come to the school or you go online, and all the application documents are online, and you apply. Okay. There's a timetable for the admissions process. In May we have our entrance exams, and then in June we have our interviews for successful candidates, and by the first week of July we already have done our admissions for the academic year.
So you don't accept the SHS or anything like that?
Well, no, we have our own independent. And this entrance exam is all over Africa. In April, teams of teachers will travel around Africa to the SOS villages, test prospective candidates, collect data, interview them, bring the data here for admissions decisions. So we do the SOS admissions first. And then when we have some more
space left, then you take in the private.
Yes, we take in the Ghanaians who wish to come to our school.
Right. Mr. Kitching, what is the duration of the course at SOS? How long is the curriculum?
Well, the students come for 4 years. The first 2 years are for the International General Certificate of Secondary Education from Cambridge. And then the final 2 years are the International Baccalaureate Diploma program. So it's a 4-year program in all. But as we've mentioned, I think the idea is that a few students also come in at the beginning of the IB program, just for the final 2 years. But the vast majority of our students are continuing students that fulfill the whole 4-year program. So that's the duration of the program as a whole.
Okay. All right. So finally, 25 years from now, what would you have hoped to achieve with the Herman Minor College?
Well, 25 years from now, we're hoping that most of our graduates will be back in their countries, serving their communities, bringing transformation to their communities, and leading change. Now, when we say leaders, we're not saying they will be presidents. We want community leaders, business leaders, people who actually bring change and help their communities grow, so we become globally competitive. I think sometimes we think that development and growth are only in the capitals of our nations. No, they must happen also at the community level, and that's where we actually do need expertise to bring our people up. We're hoping that that's what our school's impact would be in 25 years.
Okay, thank you so much for your time this morning. Congratulations once
again.
It's
a pleasure
on your anniversary.
And thank you for having us.
Thank you. Right, so Mr. Israel Titiofe is the principal of the SOS Herman Minor International College, and Mr. Julian Kitcheng is the director of studies, and they joined us this morning to tell us all about their 25th anniversary. Congratulations once again.